Me?
Yes,
Okay,
you.
I'm sorry. We're trying to bring all people together. So, thank you very
Välkommen
much.
tillbaka.
Thank you very much. So let's go back to training now. Yes, but for the moment, no. Thank you. Are you interested by product now? Let's go. So as I tell you, each time that we start a business or start a product presentation, we say, my name is William Amzalag and I am Generation Young, in order to explain what means that. We already did what is the difference between young generation or Generation Young. I explained that. I will not go more on that, but what I want to go in detail now is that aging is not anymore in accumulating years, but inside the cells. This is why we have to see what's going on in the cells in order to understand that. Like I told you, okay. Now, one big question which is more philosophical. Can science make us immortal? Because now we are starting to talk about immortality, and this is very serious, believe me. It's not anymore guru which are talking about immortality. Scientists start to believe that death didn't exist a long time ago. In fact, it doesn't exist in organisms which are not sexually differentiated. And that's what one of the biggest scientists in this field said. We are paying sex by death. Which means that because we are men and women, priority is for this species. And that's why we become more fragile. But the people who are not sexual separated, like some bacteria or some other, they can live indefinitely. So, can we or not? Do you know that every day our life is extended by 6 hours? Do you know that? And we don't even know why. Every day we are gaining 6 hours more. Now, this is good news? Come on. Without even doing nothing. I show you. Look, just between 1900 and 2000 today and 2000, we double life expectancy from 40 to 82. Now, if you divide 42 by 100 years, you find out it's 6 hours per day. Now, what will happen in the future without doing nothing? What will happen? We expect to live 160 years in the year 2100. This is normal things. So maybe here, one of your children will live 200 years. Now, this is science, it's not utopia. Some scientists believe that we are going to live 1,000 years starting now. 1,000 years. In fact, one of the biggest scientists in the world, a gerontobiologist, Aubrey de Grey in Cambridge University, have a foundation which is highly financed by top people like the owner of PayPal. And his foundation is called Methuselah. You know why? Have you heard about the prophet Methuselah? How you said in English, Methuselah. Why? Because Methuselah has the record of life expectancy. He lived 969 years. This is why I call it Methuselah. Because he strongly believed that we can maintain our machine easily until the age of 1,000. Now, can we extend this longevity? Can can we go faster than the normal rate, which is 6 hours a day? Do we have the magic pill? Well, we don't have the magic pill, but we have yes. We have a use enhancement system in our company, which at our level will help you to wait for the next Nobel Prize, which will invent something, to wait 20 more years, to have another Nobel Prize, which will invent something else in order to stay alive 20 years more, and so on and so on. So as I told you, we all are targeted for DNA, and I will give you the reason why. We have, this is the yes system, we already saw it, and everything happened in the cells. So what happened in the cells? Let's see a little more inside the nucleus, and what do we see? What we call that? Chromosome. This is a chromosome. We have 23 pairs of chromosomes, which make 46. What important is that each chromosome has 2 strands of DNA, and this is a keyword, DNA. Why this is important? Because DNA contains all our genes, 20 to 30,000 different genes. Now, what are genes? Why they are important? Because they contain our secret code to manufacture proteins. Millions of combinations. You know, recently, 15 years ago, we sequenced DNA. It was a big thing. You know, it cost, the first time cost to sequence DNA for the first guy about $2 billion. Now, to sequence your DNA with a chip, with a little USB, cost $100. The first one, $2 billion. Only 15 years ago. It's called the Moore law. Every 18 months, price go down. So why? Our genes are very important because they will give us the secret code to manufacture protein. Now, protein is us. We are made of proteins, physical proteins to have our body, and also proteins for any chemical reaction in the body require proteins. So, protein is life. Genes have the code to manufacture every specific proteins. So, what are the causes which are underlying the age? Why do we age? There is 3 major causes. The first one is what we call DNA damage. DNA is damaged every day. Not 1 time, not 2 times, but 1 million times a day. Repeat, 1 million times a day. How come? Well, it's the damage are coming from outside and from inside. From outside is everything which you can talk about: pollution, toxin, smokes, chemicals, polluted air, radiation, UV, water, name it. Everything here is attacking our DNA. Now you have to understand that we have 60 trillion cells. They all are identical, almost identical, even if they have different function, but they all have DNA. If you start to attack one DNA, you will attack at the same time 60 trillion of them. And of course, it will also attack the major attacks is coming from inside. The most important attack is oxidation. Do you know what means oxidation? It's coming from oxygen. Each time that we use oxygen in our body, we create oxidation. Means oxygen will give us birth, because this is the first things that the baby do when he born. He cry, not because he want to cry, but because he want to grasp oxygen, because he doesn't have any more the cord. So oxygen is giving us life, but immediately taking out life. because oxygen is going to create what we call free radicals. Each time that the oxygen is involved in a chemical reaction, which is involved in every chemical reaction, the oxygen will steal an electron from an atom. Each time. Oxygen is a stealer. It will extract, and the atom will stay without one electron, and atom doesn't like that. He become crazy. He become what we call a free radical, and he has to steal another electron to another atom in order to restabilize. And that creates a domino reaction which lead to strong damage in the cells, especially in the DNA. So every reaction with oxygen creates free radical oxidation. The second thing is inflammation. We all have inflammation inside us, silent inflammation, all of us. Now, silent inflammation sends toxic molecules called cytokines to the DNA, which damage DNA. And the third one is called glycation. Glycation means when you have too much sugar in your blood, the sugar will glue protein together. When you take too much barbecue, when you take too much French fries, you will get a reaction where protein will be glued and cannot work anymore. It's called glycation. It's one of the most dangerous things in the life. Of course, we have many things in the body to counteract that, but oxidation, inflammation, glycation are the major cause of damaging DNA. Now, what are the consequences when DNA are damaged? Well, you know that cells are duplicating every day. Not every day, every second. Thousands and hundreds of thousands of duplication every day. Now, when a cell duplicates, the DNA also duplicates. What happens if the DNA is damaged? It will be like a bad photocopy of the DNA. The second cells, which are born from the first one, will get bad DNA. And when you get bad DNA, you have codes which are damaged. When they are damaged, they will lead to imperfect proteins. Imperfect proteins leads to diseases and aging, which is almost the same. So you see, each time that the DNA is imperfect, you will not be able to build the right protein for your body and for your survival. This is why we have to fight against DNA damage. Now, the good news is that we have a fantastic maintenance service. The maintenance service in our body is almost perfect. Why? In the second when you have the damage, this maintenance service is coming and rebuild the damage, the physical damage. We can see it at the microscope electronic. We can see that all the DNA can be repaired immediately. So you're going to tell me why? Why talking about product if our body can do that? You know, you have 1 million damage a day, you have 1 million repair a day. Yes, it's true. It's true until the age of 30, 35. After that, the maintenance service is not as good as it should be. What happens is that the maintenance service will not come on time. And then you will have what we call a debt, a bad debt of DNA waiting for repair. It's not that they will not be repaired, but they have to wait. But during the time that they are waiting, the duplication will go, and then the DNA will be duplicated badly. So you start to age because the maintenance service is late. So all our effort, or the scientists' effort, are not working on the damage, because damage are too big. It's difficult to treat them. All the effort will be how we can speed the repair. how we can help the body to repair faster enough. This is the key point of all the product today. So, this is that was the first cause of aging, DNA damage. The second one is stem cells. Have you heard about stem cells? You have any idea of what are stem cells? How start that? How start the stem cells? Everything starts in life by a kiss between a man and a woman. Because this fusion between the spermatozoid and the ovula will give birth to one cell. And the one cell will be the first embryonic stem cells that we have. Because from this cell, one unique cell, look, not bad, with one cell. You know, we all wonderful, it's a wonderful machine, no? One cell come to a whole body. Why? Well, this cell is called embryonic stem cells, and they have the ability to become any kind of cells that we want. Decide, you want to become a brain cell, it will become a brain cell. It has to become a cardiac cells, it will become that. Then they have the magic way to become whatever we want. So from one unspecialized cells, you will have 200 family of specialized cells, and you can build the body. And after 3 months, basically the body is done. The fetus is done. Now the only thing that we have is to increase the quantity. Now, when we come to the end of the pregnancy, we still have stem cells. We call them adult stem cells because they are not like the embryonic. With the embryonic, by the way, we can clone somebody. We don't do that today because it's not authorized. But we can clone somebody with ones. But we have to extract from the fetus. Now there is new technique to avoid that. But after 1 week, they become adult stem cells, and then they have a more limited action. They can only work in a special, let's say, for 100 family. So when we born, is SAS plane, they give the cold in the morning, you know, in the plane. Suddenly you think, why this so cold? Anyway, after a while, you're born, but you have a quantity of stem cells in your body because you need that for cells which are not duplicating, like the brain cells. If you want to replace a brain cells, you're going to call the stem cell center, send me a cell. And the cell will come and become a brain cell. This is the magic of stem cells. Now, that's why they are using now stem cells to replace tissue, to replace organs, to replace heart, to replace a knee or cartilage. Because if you know how to use stem cells, you can do miracles today. I bet you in 10 years, most of the surgeons, there is no one surgeon here? No? Because I'm going to say something strong. In 10 years, all surgeons will go out of business. Except the one for the injury from the criminal action or whatever. But for normal replacement, no more business for them. Stem cells will do the rest. We take the stem cells from everywhere, from the fat, for instance, and you inject the stem cells where you want. And the stem cells will become magically the cells that you want. You decide, for instance, instead of doing a heart transplant, to inject stem cells that you take from the fat or from the bone marrow, you inject it in the heart, and you get a new heart. Come on, a new heart from your own stem cells, not from somebody else. You do that for the brain. You will do that for Alzheimer. You will do that for Parkinson's disease. You do it for autism. You do that for all the, today you have all the big athletes in America, the big athletes, which are well paid. They do stem cells injection in their cartilage in order to get 5 years more in the business. Because by injecting their own stem cells, they will reinforce the cartilage of their, or the knees or the joint. They can play more, 5 years more. And this is not doping. This is not. This is normal. You take the stem cells of your own body, you re-inject it, you get stronger, because all the big athletes they have difficult problem with the knees and with the joints because they go beyond their possibility. So just to tell you that stem cells are extremely important in our life every day. Now the stem cells, what they are cells, which mean that they have DNA, and DNA can be damaged. And that's why it's very important to keep our pool of stem cells not damaged. And this is the second reason why we're aging, because unfortunately our pool of stem cells is reducing drastically when we age. The third, you see, maintenance of the stem cells pool is very important. Now the third things which create aging is telomere shortening. Now what are telomeres? Telomeres are these yellow things that you see at the end of the chromosome. They are caps, which are protecting the DNA to be destroyed. Now these caps is DNA too, but it's what we call repeat sequences. Means even if you lose a part, it's the same sequence after, it's the same sequence, 200 times the same sequence. So it's a cap, it's like shoelaces. It will protect the end of the telomeres, like that, you see? Now, what happened in life is that every time that one cell divides, the telomere, the end, shorten. Now, it's not a big deal, because we still have plenty of space, and it's still protected. But when you reach 50 time division, or 60 time division, it's called the Hauflick law, there is no more cap. No more cap means no protection. No protection means the cells stop to divide. Cannot divide anymore, or die. We call it apoptosis. So this is why we are aging, because every 50 division, one cell is kaput, out. So what to do against that? And this is one, we thought until now that it was inevitable. We cannot do nothing about that. So there is 3 reasons to age: DNA damage, telomere shortening, and the pool of stem cells which are reduced. What can we do, us, Jeunesse? We're not a pharmaceutical company. We are not surgeon. We don't own hospitals. We go to the public. What we have to do at our level is still very interesting. Now, we're talking about DNA repair. What can we do to help DNA to be repaired enough, faster in us? You have seen that. You have seen reserve product with the word resveratrol. Let's go a little more detail on that. Have you heard about calorie restriction theory? Have you heard that if we eat less, we live longer? Do you think it's true? Is it a myth or is it true? Is it true? It is. It is. It's a fact. It's science. It has been repeatedly done in millions of mice, and it has been done on human. It works. Yes. It works on human, and we have seen that in many places in the world. Okinawa, in California, in Sardinia, in Greece. We have seen people eating 2 times less, 40% less, and living 30% longer. This is a fact. Why? Why these people are living longer? Why longevity is increased by calorie restriction? Why? Well, this man, David Sankler from the University of Harvard, he's Australian, but he's a very known scientist. Find why. I have to go back to the genes. We have 30,000 genes, or 20 or 25. We don't know exactly how much. What we know is that our genes are not working all at the same time. Only 10% of our genes are working. The other one are sleeping. Some are sleeping all the life. Some are sleeping because we don't need them today. We will need them tomorrow to build a protein for whatever. But today they are not working. What he find out is there are two genes which are always sleeping in our species, which is called sirtuin-1 and sirtuin-3. They're all sleeping unless we have an emergency. Because, you know, nature has done us for survival. The species has to survive. The human species has to survive. So we have genes which are sleeping, but we will be activated if we have immediate danger. And starving is considered like an immediate danger. Like eating 40% less is like starving. Starving, and you have two sirtuin genes, wake up. Wake up to protect us. What they do, immediately when you starve, they start to work and to protect our body. So, before going to that, the problem with calorie restriction is that, yes, there's people who are using it, and even in America, there's a big group of calorie restriction people who are doing that all the time, but it's not practical. It's impossible to take 6 million people poor. No, not 6 million, because there's 2 million which are starving anyway, 2 billion which are starving anyway. But to take the Western group and to tell them, eat 40% less, it will not work. So the problem was, can we find another solution? Can we find, like we said, a product which will mimic calorie restriction without having to do that? Can we find them? And we find them. Oh, David Sankler find them. He find them in the wine, in the red wine. In the red wine, there is family of product called polyphenol, and from the polyphenol, there is what we call resveratrol. Resveratrol is activating sirtuin-1 and 3 without starving. When you take resveratrol, sirtuin are activated. When they are activated, they will boost all our system. So when you take resveratrol, all our system is boosted. When the system is boosted, means that what? The immune system is boosted. When the immune system is boosted, it will prevent you from many, many diseases. So this has been proven, 15,000 articles to go on that. Resveratrol is activating sirtuin genes. Not only resveratrol today, but resveratrol has been the first one. So resveratrol was the first ingredient that we use in our product called Reserve. Reserve because of resveratrol. So, and obviously, Reserve is an antioxidant. It's an antioxidant that will prevent or help to repair damage from DNA. It's not only resveratrol. We have a group of strong antioxidants in this product which increase the antioxidant potential. You see, most of the people are talking, when they talk about antioxidant, they talk about the ORAC value. Have you heard about ORAC value? Is the value of an antioxidant, which means that how fast or how good it can cross the digestive barrier. And this is the ORAC value. Now, doesn't mean because an antioxidant has crossed the barrier, digestive barrier, that he crossed the cellular barrier, the membrane of the cell. It can go and stay on the blood cells and turn and finally be eliminated. Now, the good things was, how can we prove that the product is entering inside the cells to do the job? And that's called the CAP-E testing, which is a very expensive way to do it. And we have done that for resveratrol or Reserve. And we find out that this score of 37 is largely enough to prove that the product is entering in the cell. So reserve is entering in the cell, so reserve is doing his job inside the cells, probably in the nucleus, but not only in the nucleus, in the mitochondria, which have also some genes I will show you. So not only reserve increase or help to do something against DNA damage, but it's also increased memory. Because again, when genes, sirtuin genes are activated, they are going to have a broad benefit everywhere. For instance, they will reduce fat cells. And that was a very interesting thing, that people who was eating resveratrol or reserve was losing weight. But not only that, they boost energy and endurance in the muscle cells. They will enhance muscle strength too by building muscles. They will decrease fatigue, and especially computer fatigue. They will improve coordination because they are working on muscles and the brain. Brain and muscle means coordination. And finally, it will enhance longevity. So it's a good product. You can take it once a day. You can use it twice a day. You can even use it 3 times a day. Recommended daily use is once a day. Everybody can use it. Young people, very young people, old people, everything. The second product is targeted on telomeres, and this is again a unique product. Now, I told you that telomeres are protecting the end of the chromosome. Now, Professor Blackburn, who got Nobel Prize, finds something very interesting. When she studied the spermatozoid and the ovula, we call it germinal cells, she find out that the telomeres never shorten. Never. Why? Can you tell me why? In these 2 sexual things, they never shorten? Let's suppose that I, my age, marry or have a relationship with a woman which is 40 or 45. And we get a baby. If we had normal telomeres, would mean that our telomere will be very, very, very short. If the baby get this short telomere, he will born with gray hair because he will be already old. No more telomeres. This is impossible. Nature cannot accept that. This is why they find out normal things that in sexual chromosome, DNA is always full. Telomeres are always full length. Why? She find out that in these sexual cells, there was an enzyme called telomerase, that she called telomerase, and she get Nobel Prize for that, which always rebuild the end of the shoelace. The end of the chromosome always rebuild like that. See? You see the end? Now, this is what you do. Exactly that. Each time that the end is broken, they will repair. Like that. And we can see it even better like that here. You see? Oh, the telomerase will just rebuild. Now that was a very, very important discovery. She get Nobel Prize for that, but she find out also something very interesting. She find out that we have the telomerase everywhere in all our body in the 60 trillion cells, with one difference. They are sleeping, not wake up. Why? Because they don't need that. So how to wake up that? You see, when you wake up, let's see what's happened. The cells start to rebuild, to divide again, which this is life. This is rejuvenation. This is going back. And this was very important. And she find out that maybe we can find something which activates a gene which activate telomerase, which wake up telomerase. And a big pharmaceutical company in America find that there is an ingredient from China, an herb called astragalus. And if you extract from the roots a very specific molecule, this molecule can activate the gene which will activate or wake up this telomerase. And this ingredient is called TA65. TA65, we have the exclusive of this ingredient for all the direct sales industry. We are the only one to get this TA65, which have hundreds of clinical trials, finding out that TA65 is lengthening the telomeres by activating telomerase. So we build the product which not only have TA65, but have other ingredients, will do the same thing that I told you, DNA repair, stem cells maintenance, and calorie mimetic activator. So this product called Finity have TA65. This is a major ingredient because this is the most unique. Nobody has it. Well, you can find TA65 in the market, yes. In America or in Europe, only TA65 for $600 a box. You know, you can use it, yes. You know TA65? Good, okay, you know that. Eh? So we know the owners, of course, of TA65. We work with them, but we have the exclusive in direct sales industry. You will find in pharmacy, but not in the direct sales industry, TA65. You may find astragaloside, which is one of the ingredients of the astragalus, but it has never proved that it lengthening telomeres. This one has clinical trial. They spend millions of dollars to prove it. So, apart from longevity, which you have to wait a certain time to find out that you are going to live more longer, because it's boosting the immune system, you will get benefits, which is a little like reserve. You will have better energy, focus, memory, vision, sleep, bones, better libido, joint, wound healing, weight control, and even that, less dioptries. Some people will not need any more glasses. In fact, I can put it here. So this is for Finity. Again, it's an exclusive product and it's working very well. How you do that? 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening. This is a recommended use. Who? You have to wait 35 years old to start. Well, you can start before, but in my opinion, it's spending the money for nothing. Because you have lengths of telomere which are quite long already. You know, you need really a teeny telomere to still have division. So if you rebuild these teeny things, all the life start again. So 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening, starting the age 30, 35, no less, not before. No need for the kids. It's not that it's dangerous, but there's no need for the kids. Yes. Yes, they use, a lot of athletes are doing it, are using it. No, there is no doping. There is. No. Oh, yes, for the other side, yes, not for TA65 by itself, but the other ingredient, yes, they can use it. But they can use reserve. They can use reserve too. They can use AMPM too. you drink. You don't have to take this one unless you are 30, 35. Now, if you want DNA repair, it's like a house. When you buy a house or you rent a house, first you go to clean the house. So in order to get the maximum efficiency, you have to detox your body. This is why we recommend that you take one product called propectin. Now, propectin is what? Maximum benefit detoxifying the whole body, and you will see the difference with the next one called Vidacel. It's coming from pectin, from apple, from Poland. Now you tell me, so what? So what? And maybe we can show the little video about that. I forgot the affinity, the one, but it's okay. I will show you what means detox. And we'll have a little break like that because you're listening.
See this bottle? This is you. Clean, refreshing. It's beautiful. Okay, you might not feel this way, but this is how we were meant to be. There's only one problem. Every morning, from waking up to when we go to bed, we can run into exhaust, traffic, smog, factories, cell phones, pesticides, public water, chlorinated water, nasty restaurant water, swimming in pools, swimming in debt, swimming in smoke, that's secondhand smoke, snack foods, junk foods, fast foods, processed foods. Notice when food is left out and it didn't spoil? Yeah, that's not good. Soda drinks, diet drinks, preservatives, stress with family, stress fitting in, stress at work, stressed about losing a job, stress about finding a job, stress watching this bottle turn toxic. It seems as if life is not so refreshing anymore. Luckily, there is a solution. Yeah, an apple. Go figure, an apple a day? But the problem is, it's not just one apple. You need about that many. I'm not kidding. You need this many to battle the toxic garbage we take in every single day. Well, obviously this is impossible. No matter. This is why we have smart people. Smart people like scientists, doctors. These smart people have spent years perfecting and developing an easy solution that can turn your toxic levels into this. Live better, live cleaner, live life the way nature intended it. Propectin, the ultimate body filter. Exclusively by Jeunesse.
Yes, if you have a question during this time, maybe you can put the Finity one, which is wonderful. You have it? I want you to... You have a question? Which one? Propectin? Not really. You can take it once a day. Sure. Yeah, you can take it, yeah. We will talk about that during the break. Did you find the one, Finity? Look at this one for Finity. Just relax.
Nobel
Very
Prize-winning research uncovers a fundamental cause of aging. The answer cannot be seen by the human eye and is something called a telomere. Telomeres are made of repetitive DNA sequences that become the protective caps or ends of our chromosomes. Their duty is to protect our DNA. When we are born, our telomeres are long, but as time goes on, they begin to shorten. So short, in fact, that our telomeres fray, similar to the end of a shoelace, and our journey called cellular aging begins. When telomeres become too short, our cells can no longer carry out their critical functions. Cells start to self-destruct and eventually die. Scientists call this apoptosis. Cells dying is one thing, but when cells simply stop functioning, they can spew out dangerous free radicals and inflammatory molecules that essentially damage the nearby cells. So, how do we battle this process we call cellular aging? A nutrient has been shown to naturally enhance the enzyme needed to lengthen short telomeres, thereby adding healthy life to our cells. Thousands of studies show the connection between short telomeres and the natural process of cellular aging. What's more fascinating is that this is the only substance known that can perform this in the history of all mankind. Prepare for the future. Cellular aging ends here. Affinity, youth enhancement technology exclusive to Jeunesse.
You like it? I told you, we are going to talk about facts. We're not
See
going
this
to do
bottle?
hype.
This is you.
Let's go back. It's okay. No, it's coming. It's coming. Here we are. So, if we talk propectin, propectin is made from apples. We extract from the pectin of the apple, you know, this fiber. And from this fiber, one molecule. Again, you know, we are working very precisely. Now, you tell me, apple, I can eat more apple, but you need a lot. Plus, you don't need the whole pectin. We need a part of the pectin. Plus, these products have been tested and clinical trial, a lot of clinical trial, and we find something very interesting. First, it works on detoxifying from heavy metals. We all have heavy metals, you know that. In some countries it's very heavy, very big. In some others is minor, but we still have some to detoxify. And this product will help us to detoxify. The second thing which is extremely interesting is that apple from pectin is helping to reduce what we call cesium-137. Now, what is cesium-137? Is a byproduct of radio, or you know, when you have radiation, like Chernobyl, like Fukushima, you still have that, and this creating cancer. The kids have a lot of concentration of cesium-137. So it has been proven by different clinical trials that this particular pectin from apple, from one special part of Poland, and we couldn't do it in another part, it doesn't work, we don't know why. It's working on this type of detoxification. This is very important, not so much for us in Europe, but this is very important for our friend from Japan, which are buying a lot of propectin. So, this propectin has been endorsed by Dr. Nobel from the Nobel family, which is, this is the first time that he's endorsing a product, and he's working heavily, and he was with us in many, many countries to promote this product. A big part of this product is going to the Kids Foundation, by the way, of the profit from this product. So this is a very good product for detox. Now, another thing is that repairing and maintaining this, you remember what I showed you about maintaining. Maintaining service is very important. We're trying to help this maintenance service. But in order to do that, we need energy, permanent energy. We need cells communication, and I will show you why it's important. And we need to help our detoxification center, our chemical center, which is a liver. So for that, we created a product called VitaCell. This is VitaCell. Now, Vitacell is rice. And you are going to tell me why. Why I'm going to buy rice? Well, we use red wine for reserve. Why not? We use apple for the propectin, and now we use rice for Vitacell, but not any kind of rice, not any part of the rice. In fact, when you eat rice, you eat the rice for energy. Rice is giving you the energy as a food, but rice has also many major functional ingredients inside, which are not for carbohydrates, which are not for energy specifically, but giving other property. Let's see. In fact, what we are extracting from the rice is what we call glycoproteins, which in fact are a combination of sugar and protein. Well, not any kind of sugar, a combination of sugar, and a combination of amino acids. And that is called glycoproteins, which are family of ingredients which are extremely essential to our functioning. How? First, in order to get that, we have to get the best rice in the world. So we go to the Siam Valley in Thailand to take the rice. But not only that, in Thailand, among these 3,000 strains, we selected three strains, and we cross-pollinating them. Means we are putting them without any GMO. We cross-pollinating this strain of rice in order to do one special rice, one special strain that we use to extract the glycoprotein that we extract from the roots inside what we call the how we call that, the endosperm, endosperm of the roots. That's where we extract this. Again, it's a very special extraction that we do in collaboration with the National Health Institute in Thailand. And from that, from 100 kilo, we have 1 kilo of glycoproteins that we are again fine milling in order to get digested. So, what these glycoproteins are doing? Three things. They help us to provide energy from the mitochondria, I will show you. They help us to communicating between cells and inside the cells, and they help detoxification. Show you. How they do that? They promote what we call ATP energy, and I will explain you what mean that. When you eat food, any kind of food, the food come in your mouth, and then it's break down in nutrient, from food to nutrient. When it arrives in the digestive system, it's break down in carbohydrate, fat, protein, vitamins, trace element, minerals, whatever. It's breaking down. And now, when it's break down, it can cross the digestive barrier and then arrive to the cells to be absorbed. Only this way they can be absorbed, not as a food. This is why when you see an apple or a bread, you have to think that the bread is breaking down in order to give carbohydrates and other things, gluten for instance, and be absorbed only by this way, be absorbed by the cells. So what happened inside the cells? Inside the cells, what happened, there is little things which we call the powerhouse of the cells. There's 2,500 of this one in every cells. Then you multiply 2,500 by 60 trillion. And every one of that is like a powerhouse. It will transform this ingredient in energy. Difficult to find out how. By having an apple, you can walk thanks to this apple. How? How we can do exactly like an engine of automobile, a car. How though? When you have a protein, the sugar, the fat, and the oxygen come inside, it will go out as energy. The energy is called chemically ATP. Why ATP? A for adenosine, which is amino acid, T for 3, and P for phosphate. Now, the important is P, phosphate. You remember, and just to make a something that you understand, when you take a match and you burn the match, what do you burn in the match? Phosphor. Phosphor. This is exactly what we have here. You have ATP, you release one phosphor, you have energy. Then after that, you rebuild ATP. ADP give ATP, means you lose one P, you rebuild one P, and so on, and so on, and so on. So, for instance, a molecule of carbohydrate, glucose, can give 38 ATP. Now, this is only one molecule. And you understand how we transform from carbohydrate, energy. Because each time you have, like in engine, you know, this carburateur, I don't know how you call it, which bring the gas, which give energy. This is very important. This is why the powerhouse of the cells, mitochondria, are so important. And why the cell was improved this reaction going from the food to the energy. And this has been documented. Not only that, we find out that aging is not only in the nucleus, the DNA, but we find out that mitochondria, this powerhouse, have also a DNA. A very important DNA which has to be protected. The only difference that this DNA is coming only from the mother. We don't know why. Must be a reason. But this DNA is only transmitted by the mother, not by the mother and the father, as any kind of chromosome. And instead of having 30,000 genes, they have only 27 genes. But it's extremely important, this DNA, for life saving. And even some scientists today say the aging is here, not in the nucleus. That has to be proven. Anyway, what happened is that during our life, the number of mitochondria are diminishing. More and more, then we start at 2,500, and at the end of our life, we may have only 200. When we have 200 powerhouse, we have less energy, which can be done. If we have less energy, we are tired. If we are tired or if we have less energy, we cannot fight diseases. This is why it's very important to help mitochondria to stay alive. Now, you have to know also something, that each time that you create energy, you create free radicals at the same time, which is okay. The body is used to that. Each time you have energy, it's called homeostasis. You know that? In life is made of two things. I'm sorry, I'm going out of the, but this is my theory and not only mine. The only thing which is permanent in life is change, which means that we are changing every second. We are adapting to the light to go down, or we are walking, or we are encountering somebody, or we are talking. Each time there is changes, and our body has to always adapt to change. And the second thing is life is made of two extremes: building and destroying, activating and rest. The Chinese has understood that for 5,000 years. They call it the yin and the yang. We call it parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. But everything in life is that. Activating a gene which is sleeping and making a gene sleeping. If you create that in harmony, in coherence, you have normal health. If one is taking more than the other, you have a problem. We have a disease. So the point is to create what we call homeostasis, which is a permanent equilibrium between building and destroying. Building and destroying. And this is what we have in everything in our cells. So yes, we are creating energy, but at the same time we are creating free radicals. But we have something for free radicals. and so on and so on. So the Vitacell is helping also by his glycopart to repair and maintain the DNA of the mitochondria. And this is very important. Second things, Vitacell promotes cells communication. Now we are in the heart of the life. Life can be done only if we communicate, and this is a science called signaling. You know that two computers communicate together. You understand that, it's normal because we have internet. 50 years ago, we never thought about that, but today we understand that two computers communicate. We also know that dolphins communicate, you know, by waves, by signals. We know also that plants are communicating between them. You know that there is even a social life between plants. They are jealous, they have jealousy, they have crime. Yes, they have a social life because they communicate by phytochemicals. And of course, cells are communicating. You know, you cannot, how are you going to give an order to a cell if you cannot communicate with them? The cells have, for instance, to know the most important things is when they have to die. For instance, when they become cancers, every day we have 1,000 cancer. Every day we are killing 1,000 cancer. Because apoptosis, what we call self-suicide. But in order to receive the order to suicide, they have to receive the order by SMS, by whatever, call it by a smartphone. And we have our system. We have a very important system of communication. The system is very sophisticated because you have a receptor on the membranes and you have the message coming. The message is filtered by the receptor, and if it's authorized to go inside, it will go inside. And once inside, you have also many other receptors which can give and transmit the order. Now, every reaction, every chemical reaction has this type of system. If we don't have that, we die. This is part of the war that we have inside our body, which is a war between building and destroying, building and destroying. So this is how we do. We communicate. How do we communicate? By what? Not by internet. We have better than internet. We have glycoproteins. Glycoproteins are the chemical body which are transmitting the signal. And of course, Vitacell can help. Vitacell can help, not only Vitacell, by the way. You have other glycoprotein, but this one is a very good one. This one is ours. Means we know that it's working very well on signaling, on communicating between cells. This is why glycoprotein, you see, and this is very important, for instance, in between two nerve systems. You know, when I always say to my kids, when they said, how does the body work? I said, look, think, do that, and I show them my muscles, and I said, do that, and suddenly they see my muscle go. And I said, how did you do that, Dad? Here, send the signal. Signal come, and my muscle respond. But at least you must have an internet system in your body to do that. This is what we call signaling, glycoprotein. Now then you understand why I'm taking Vitacell 3 times a day. Next. The last thing is promote detoxification process. It's a little different from the propectin now, because we are in one very specific part of the body. What specific part? The liver and the digestive system, but especially the liver. Why? You know, we have only one liver, by the way. Usually we have two organs, but this one we have only one. This is very important because, and don't remember all that, but because the liver will take the toxin and it will transform the toxin in water-soluble waste in order that for that they will be eliminated. And this is very important to have this liver in good condition. Now, if you see in the liver, there's many things, but there is a word here. Where is the word? Glutathione, you see? Glutathione is the most important internal natural antioxidant of the body. It's natural, it's manufactured by the liver. It's very difficult to give glutathione like that because it's not stable molecule. The best is to improve or to increase normal production of glutathione in the body. And that's what we are doing. We are increasing the glutathione antioxidant role. By doing that, we are helping the liver to work at its optimal way. You see, VitaCell promote glutathione production. See, for rice is not bad, huh? Not. Then you have the health benefit. Of course, you can deduct that for athletic performance. It's working, maybe better than propectin, probably better. No problem with doping because it's rice. Brain function, increased memory, improved focus and concentration. Energy, of course. Antioxidant part. And of course, it's delaying aging, but you can use it also for a low carb diet as long as you use with that minerals, vitamins, and essential fatty acid that you don't have in rice. You know, by the way, there is in America, there is a big university, very big university, which have a department of weight management called the Rice Clinic. You go there and you eat only rice for 3 weeks, believe it or not. And it's science, means scientific. Professor University were doing that. I visited the location, it's crazy. And now I understand why. Because there's plenty of things in the rice which can help. Delaying aging. You see, we have plenty of product in our nutraceutical part. Now, having said that, you just use VitaCell once to 3 times a day. Let's go now to the skincare. And let me explain you how we go from stem cells to growth factor. But before, I want to show you a little video just to show you how we are aging. Now, it's quite not surprising. Everybody know. Now, we choose a man and not a woman in order not to make the woman depressed. Look at that. It's a sculptor who did that. There is no word, only music, guitar, and surprise. No, it's called, no. Did you put it in your, what's in the desk stuff? No, it's no, I give you with my, you want it? Take it. Just a second, if you have one question. Skin, exactly, we have it. Look at that. Okay, big and sound. Wait, let's go back. 18 years old. And then you will go until 75. what we want to fight against. You see? And we are right. So, based on what we have seen with men, of course, in women it doesn't appear like that. It's worse. No, no. So let's see what we can do in order to rejuvenate the skin, especially the face, which is our mirror, the things that most of the people see immediately. So let's go what I call from stem cells to growth factor. Let's tell you the story about that because that's how Jeunesse started. It started with this doctor, Dr. Nathan Newman, who lives in California, who is a dermatologist and a plastic surgeon, and who is specialized in stem cells injection. How they do that? You know, first you have to know that stem cells, we find them everywhere in the body. We use them a lot in the bone marrow to do what we call stem cells, not for leukemia. You know, we inject the stem cells from the bone marrow. Bone marrow transplant is known to treat leukemia. In fact, what we do, we take the bone marrow, which is full of special stem cells, which rebuild the lymphocytes. We kill all the lymphocytes of the person. He have no more immunity. And then we re-inject bone marrow in order to rebuild new, fresh lymphocytes, which will kill the cancer, which is supposed to. And we have very good results. And that's 20 years, 25 years that we are doing that. Now, the idea now is to find another way to take stem cells, which is less stressed than to take it from the bone marrow or the bone marrow they're taking here, and from the fat. And that has been proven to be one of the richest places where to find stem cells. And that's what Dr. Newman did. Why he did that? Wait, just a second. I'm going back. Why he did that? Because the daily job of a plastic surgeon is what? What he's doing every day in his clinic. Liposuction. That's what he's doing every day. So Dr. Newman was looking at this fat, knowing that it was full of stem cells, and said it's a pity that this fat go to the garbage. Why not using it? The problem is that they have is that the cannula, you know, the tube to take out, because it's fat, there was a rough, strong liposuction which killed all the cells, and we didn't care because it was in the garbage. So we have to find a new equipment in order to extract the fat in a gentle way, in order not to kill the stem cells which was inside. So this is what he did. He invented a system. After that, he take the fat with the stem cells. He put it in a machine to separate the fat from the stem cells, retake the stem cells, and re-inject in the face of his patient. And he have result that you cannot believe. Sometimes within an hour, sometimes within 2 days. He can change the life and change the face of people by re-injecting stem cells. I will explain you why. Okay? But he was one of the pioneers. Now there is many surgeons using the fat of their patient. Now, the good thing is when you use your own fat, you have no reaction. You cannot reject this foreign body because it's not a foreign body, it's your body. You know, with the bone marrow of others for the transplant of the bone marrow, you have to have the right patient to have the same type of blood, because you have no choice, because you kill all this lymphocyte system. But now here, you don't, it's the same one. You can re-inject, no allergic reaction, no rejection. So, just before arriving that, Randy Ray, just to tell you the story, Randy Ray, our founder, have a problem in the knee. He have to have surgery to replace the knee. But before replacing the knee, his doctor told him to go to see a specialist in stem cells, maybe to avoid this prosthesis, this knee replacement. That's what he did. He go first to Singapore, where there was very, very performant, and then from Singapore they recommend him to go to California. That's where he go, and that's where he met Dr. Newman. Dr. Newman took his fat and inject, and that's until now we have no replacement knee. That's 5 years, 6 years ago. But during this time, he became friend with him. And one day he saw in his table, he saw a little bottle with a liquid, and he told him, "Wow, Dr. Newman, are you putting stem cells in a liquid, in a serum now?" And he said, "No." He said, "Why not?" He said, "Because stem cells cannot survive on the surface of the skin. If you take stem cells like that and you re-inject it, okay. But if you just put them here, they are fresh cells. Fresh cells cannot survive outside of a nutritional environment." Oh, and Randy was disappointed, because in his mind, he was, "Oh my God, if I can have this bottle of serum, I will build a company." That's how we built, by the way, Jeunesse. But Dr. Newman told him something very interesting, who built his motivation. He said, "There is no stem cells in the serum, but everything in the serum is produced by the stem cells," which is the same. How come? This is how Jeunesse started. From that, he invented the word Jeunesse. By the way, Randy doesn't speak one word in French, but he knew Jeunesse. So he said, "We are going to call this company Jeunesse," which in French, by the way, means youngness. How come the serum is produced by the stem cells? So let's go back to what he do. Take the fat. The fat separates the stem cells. Now, after that, he re-inject the stem cells to the patient, but he keep a little each time. Put it in a Petri dish. This is a nutritional gel. And he let them grow for 1 week. Now, stem cells are like rabbits. They multiply by millions. Put them together and they make millions after 1 week. Now, not only they do that, and after that, in 1 week, he's extracting the gel. Now, the gel is made of molecules, not fresh cells. So gel, molecule, fresh cells can survive on the skin. Molecules are not fresh cells. So this is what we are taking. The molecules are full of something that we call growth factors. Now, what are growth factors? Growth factors are things that we have in life. We have hundreds and hundreds of different growth factors in our body. We need them. They are specific molecule trained to do a very specific job. The stem cells talk together, again, signaling, to produce that. They order the cells to produce the growth factor. And that's what they do. Now, what they do, they repair, they maintain, they refresh, they change, whatever. This is how the stem cells are working, by using the growth factor to do the refresh and the repair of everything. Depending which one growth factor you have, you can work on collagen, you can work on fibroblast, you can work on elastin, you can work on anything in the cells depending where you are. When it's the skin, of course, we're going to work on the specific part of the skin, of the cell skin. So what we have in our product is only these stem cells, nothing else, but we have a lot, 200 different. Now, with 200 different, we can even do whatever we want. By putting in the skin, you will have immediately a wide range of benefit, because you're working on everything that the cells have. This is why we have, for instance, it reduced the appearance of the fine lines. It improved, you know, this age spot that we have. It reduced the skin roughness. Sometimes people have redness, you see? And improves skin texture and elasticity. You see, this product is maybe the most exclusive product that we have in all the line. The serum is 100%, 85% exactly, of a growth factor and nothing else. After that, as you have seen, we have a complete line of skincare, which is a cleanser, which is a day cream, which is a night cream. You have seen that in the video, which is a body cream and a mask. Now, those products are not 100%, let's say, exclusive. The formula is exclusive to the company, but the best things, the most important things is the serum, because nobody can do it. Nobody can go take fresh cells from a patient, put the fresh cells inside the machine, lets the stem cells growing for 1 week, take back and redo a serum with that. It's extremely unusual. And it's extremely unusual to have a Dr. Newman doing it for us. This is why we have a product which is completely exclusive to the company, which nobody has. Oh yes, there is growth factors in the market, but let's say Dior have one product with one growth factor coming from vegetal origin, which is good. It's a good one. Only one growth factor. Now, you will think, why we have 200? Do we need 200? Probably not. But we don't have the ability to select the one when we take back. We take everything. It doesn't make any harm to get everything. So this is what we have. We have a product with 200 plus, in fact 242, depending of the batch. Can be 248, can be 236, doesn't matter. We have the list of the different ones because each one has a name, very complicated, with letters, with numbers, it's very complicated, but we have that. We have the proof that we have all these growth factors in the product. But when somebody will come to see you and say, I have a product with stem cells inside, be skeptical. Because it's impossible today to have stem cells which can be delivered on the skin directly. It has to be growth factor or something else, but stem cells are fresh cells. Fresh cells, in my opinion, in my knowledge, I never see any fresh cells staying on the skin like that. You cannot. Well, it stays, but it's not efficient. It's dying immediately. So, I think we have done a tour of the product. I have not been to all the product, but I think I give you the essence of what are the Jeunesse product. What I want you to understand that the problem of aging is in our DNA. Either the nucleus, DNA from the nucleus of the cells, or from the mitochondria. That's where we have to play, inside the DNA. How can we do that? By helping all the different elements which are contributing to aging, which is DNA damage, mainly by oxidation, which is telomere shortening, and which is reduce of the stem cells. This is how we have to play the game. So the solution is in our DNA, like I told you, because what happened is that if in Jeunesse we can keep one cell healthy, you have to know that we have 60 trillion cells which are almost identical. If we can move and be successful on one cell, we can be to 60 trillion. 60 trillions means rejuvenating, really. My name is William Amzalag, and I am Generation Young. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I don't know what you want to do.
Please stay there for a second.
Oh, okay.
We are so grateful to have you here today,
Thank you.
right?
Thank you very much.
Can someone please come up and just do a replay of what he just did? No, I don't think so.
We have PowerPoint for that.
We do.
We can
we
give you the
do.
PowerPoint with a script.
What a source of knowledge.
Thank you very much.
Frågor? Questions?
Number one is the serum, by far, because the serum has immediate effect. The problem with selling longevity is that you have to wait sometime 40 years, 50 years to see the result. Now, of course, we have other way to show the result, because boosting the immune system means that you have less infection, you are more resistant, you have more energy. But I will say that number one by far is the serum. The number two is reserve. After that, Finity is very young. We have it only for 1 year. People are happy with Finity. I personally play on reserve, serum, and VitaCell. Personally. Yes? It's less than the TS65. Maybe 5 or 6 times less. It doesn't matter. I will explain you why. In TS65, which is a product which is sold in pharmacy, probably in Sweden too, or all over Europe and all over America, you have, I think, 8 milligrams in each caps. Now, this is, when you take this product, it will immediately go to the cells and start his job within 4 hours. Now, when you have a telomere completely finished, you need only a little part to make it working. Only a little. Because then you have seen the cells start again to divide. The problem is when all the caps is finished. Then you have a problem. When you start again immediately, and that's what we did with Mr. Patton, which is the owner of TS65, we try with low dose, and it worked. It worked. So yes, we have 1 milligram per capsule, I think. It will work. But we're taking 4. In the TS65, you take once a day, or 2 a day, or 3 a day. You take 1 if you are 40 years old. You take 2 if you are 50 to 55. And you take more than 3 if you have 60 to 70 years old. This is why we have saying that in our product, we can have the same result that TS65, a high dose, because we don't need high dose. Did I answer to your question? Thank you. That's what Mr. Patton, the owner, is saying, that you need more because you have more damage. You have telomere which are shortening and maybe a lot which are already stopped, the cells. So yes, theoretically you need more. Mr. Patton is taking 10 a day. We ask him always, why you're taking a day? He said, I don't know. I'm trying to find out if I'm not going to die with 10 a day. So no, I will say that more you take, better it is probably. But minimum is okay. Yes, madam. Mademoiselle. No, everything is manufactured in America. Everything. But the ingredient TS65 is exactly the same that the one of the other one. We receive the TS65 and we incorporate the TS65 in our product. It's exactly the same. That's Mr. Patton who is giving us this ingredient. Mr. Patton is the owner of TS65. It's called T-Science, the company. TS65 is in New York. Our product, I think, is in Dallas, I think. But the TS65 is done in America, but I cannot tell you where. It's made in USA. Oh, they are produced in China. The TS65 is astragalus roots extracted, but they own the extraction factory. They know how to do that, and when it's extracted, it's gone to America, and then he have all the tests. He have everything, everything. Yes. Yeah, it was a lady? No? Okay. No. TS65 is coming from the astragalus root. In this root, there is 5,000 different ingredients. TS65 is one of these ingredients. They are protecting the name of this special extraction. It's patented and it's protected. Many other companies think that it's a combination of astragaloside 4, which is one of the ingredients, and something else. But all the tests which has been done with other didn't show the result of TS65. I'm sure of that because what he said to the other, if you think it's good, make a test. Or give me the product and we will do what we call the count of telomeres. Telomere size. It's possible today to measure, to have a measurement of the size of the telomere in Madrid or in America. Yes. Okay. May I ask you a question? How long it take your telomeres to be completely short, all of them? Take you one life. So if you stop, it will take you half a life to regain your disease. Means if you are fully length, means it will take you several months before having a new regression. But it's very simple. You stop the telomerase activation, the activation stop immediately. It's mathematical because it will be activated only if you have a telomerase activator. Now, this is for affinity, but for reserve, resveratrol, if you get a good pool of antioxidants, it's fine. You can wait 3 months, 4 months. Now, can you wait 1 year, 2 years? Maybe, if you change your lifestyle. If you improve your lifestyle, you can even avoid that. But you have to do real work on exercise, on nutrition, on cognitive, on behavior, on stress management, on many things. You know, improving your lifestyle will be probably better than all the products that I'm talking about. If you do only that, and I'm honest, you know, I'm telling you. The problem is it's extremely difficult to really have a healthy lifestyle. Theory, we can improve it, but having the maximum, it's quite difficult in our Western life. So what we suggest is improve your lifestyle, take Finity, take Reserve, help your skin with serum, and then you will see the improvement. And you can stop, but do exercise every day. Don't stop. Yes. What I am sure, you know, what I am sure in 50 years, you will still alive. You'll be alive. That's for sure. Now, that's for sure, which is already a big step. If you use all the product and you have a healthy lifestyle, you will be 45, is that correct? No, no, 55, 60, whatever. You tell me 50, okay. But you will have a nice life. You can enjoy your children and you can enjoy your grandchildren. And after that, your grandchildren. You can play with them. Well, believe, think about. Can we be able to play and to run with our grandchildren? That will be something that no one have already witnessed. The world record today is Mrs. Jeanne Calment. She died at the age of 122. She's the world record. Until now, nobody has reached that. Maybe somebody in Georgia today, but you have to prove it. He said 176, but you have to prove it. But what did this woman? She started to play golf at 110. She was bicycling until the end. And, don't tell, she had love affair until the end. Come on. She died. She was not supposed to die. She was not supposed to die. She lived in Arles, which is a little city in South France. She was drinking every day 1 glass or 2 glasses of red wine. She was smoking. Joe, no, she was smoking. Believe me or not. What she did, she buy her house in viager. In French, viager means you buy your house and you pay until you die. But you pay a very small amount, or you don't pay. I don't know. She never died. Her family died. The notary died. The owner of the house died, and she was still inside. No, she was selling her. No, that's it. She was selling her house in Viager. Now, the people who pay has to wait until she died to enter. She never died. They died before. And the family is still paying, was still paying. Well, you know, but it's only one case, but today you have plenty of other cases of people. Now, we know that in Europe we will have more and more centenarians than ever. So, there is a hope. My opinion, and to answer to your question, you take the product, you improve your healthy, your lifestyle, and you wait for a Nobel Prize, like Mrs. Elizabeth Blackburn. Another one will come and find, like Elizabeth Blackburn, something to increase your longevity for maybe 20 years. So you take it. We will take it in Genèse. We were looking for it. We have other products which are coming. And then you wait, you have 20 years more, maybe. And then maybe 20 more and 20 more. So how long? Is the immortality at the corner of the street? Probably yes. Probably yes, but what we know, and just to finish, what we know how to make one cell immortal. This is sure. We know how to do that. The problem, we don't know if it worked for you, or for me, and if it will work on all the cells. This is the only problem that we have to resolve today, not me, the scientist. Yes? No, the resveratrol from reserve is not from the red wine. It's from one other herb, which are giving resveratrol like the red wine, like the grape, which is called Polygonum cuspidatum in Latin. Polygonum is a classic Chinese herb which is rich in resveratrol. So the point now is to extract resveratrol from different things. Dr. Sinclair has found out on the red wine, it was the first one. From that, we find out that not only this one, but quercetin, which is another product, has the same effect as resveratrol. That resveratrol can be found in other but always the same family, polyphenol. But polyphenols can be found is one of the most common family of chemical product. Natural, 100% natural. Yes. Yes, I didn't speak about the MPM because I'm a little embarrassed. First, because it can be redundant with Finity. It can. I'm using IMPM and Finity. But not only that, I'm afraid that this product cannot be registered today in Europe. You can buy it for personal use, not for resale, which is okay. Now, it's a good product, a very good product. It's a wide range of ingredients. My only concern is how do we know if all these ingredients will combine together and will not have counter effect together. But the formula of Dr. Giampapa is very good. It has been tested for years. I'm personally convinced that it's a good formula. The only problem you have melatonin in the evening. Now, which is good, but make you a little sleeping, which is but it's not authorized in many countries in Europe. It's under prescription. Excuse me? Sure. Yes. It's a very good product. Believe me, it's a good product. AM, PM, taking 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening, is different ingredient, slightly different. It has all the different steps of aging. Dr. Giampapa is one of the best anti-aging doctor in America. He built for us this formula. I cannot say. I just don't want to go too much on a public speaking with AMPM because it's not registered. Superoxide dismutase? We don't have. We have SOD, yes, we have SOD in AMPM. In AMPM. But SOD is okay. SOD is acceptable here, yes. It's like glutathione. It's the two major antioxidant of the body. SOD, which is superoxide dismutase, and glutathione, both are manufactured by the liver. Now, SOD is easier to give. Is less unstable than glutathione. Glutathione is on cells. You can find company who are selling glutathione, reduced glutathione, which is okay, but you need a lot because a lot will not be absorbed or it will be unstable by mouth. The best is to increase production by an allyl cysteine, another ingredient that we have in affinity also.
I feel that we have like a million questions to you, and that's why we have you here tomorrow as well.
Yes,
right?
tomorrow if you wish, we will have a relaxed talk, no slides, no tie.
Ingen scen och ingen